The Reds near European qualification, with Leicester City annihilation. Despite talent, adulation and wealth, a former young Red star still struggles with his mental health. And a goalkeeper's suitors think twice after hearing LFC's asking price. The new home kit for 23 and 24 offers galore and much, much more. The good, the bad and the ugly at Liverpool FC. Gameweek 36 reviewed on the LFC file. Roll the intro, Jeff. Welcome back to the channel, and thanks again for all your continued support over the last video and of course the previous ones in the channel up to now. So huge thanks for that. Please, if you like the content, like and subscribe, press the notification bell so you know when new content comes up, which is generally once a week. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, old school style, www.thelfcfile.com. And the good. Well, that's got to be the annihilation of Leicester City at the King Power Stadium this week. The Reds continued their impressive run of form to overcome a stubborn Leicester City side before Curtis Jones netted on 33 minutes to give the Reds the lead. And as we all know, a couple of minutes later, the youngster latched onto a superb Mo Salah pass to finish first time into the bottom corner of the Leicester City net. So, yeah, 2-0 at the break and everything cruising. But as we know, 2-0 is never a super assured result. Liverpool put the game beyond their struggling hosts when Trent Alexander fired in absolutely a rocket from Mo Salah's short free kick to make it 3-0 and put the game beyond the Foxes. And it's not really looking good at all for Dean Smith's side this season. Anyway, Liverpool fans we are, and that's who we're going to concentrate on. And of course, the watching England manager Gareth Southgate, Mr. Alexander-Arnold gave him a lot of food for thought, a stomach full. So I'd be surprised if the right back, come inverted right back, whatever the position is called, is not going to be included in the next England squad. It did look at one point as if Leicester were going to frustrate Liverpool, it has to be said. They put up quite a dogged fight for the first half an hour, but Liverpool stuck to their task, pushed on and got the result that they deserved. The Daily Mail here, as you can see, they have the headline, Leicester 0, Liverpool 3, live. Curtis Jones' quick-fire double and Trent's stunning free kick leave struggling Foxes 2 points from safety as Jurgen Klopp's side closed the gap on Man United. So despite Mo Salah getting yet again the man of the match from Sky, and of course Trent Alexander's continued impressive form, I think a special mention has to go to Curtis Jones, because over the last 8 or 9 games, his form has been absolutely fantastic. So had he got the man of the match, I don't think there'll be many doubters, to be honest. The boys playing fantastically well at the moment, really good performances. And another mention for Ibrahima Konate, who, yeah, I mean, he wasn't the man of the match by any stretch, but he certainly deserves a mention because he's doing this right side of the 3 central defenders. He's doing that position a great service at the moment. He put in an absolutely solidly, massively stout, heroic performance. I think he played really well, especially with Jamie Vardy, who we all know is not the easiest player to marshal. And yeah, I think the young Frenchman, he put in a superb shift. And there was one point in the second half where there was a kind of tussle between them. And Ibu, boy, is he strong, this young man. And he completely muscled Vardy out of it. And yeah, the guy is definitely worth a mention. Superb performance. I think the whole team played well, but the young man definitely caught my eye. And that brings me nicely, perhaps not nicely, but conveniently, or let's say relevantly in some respects, onto this week's bad. It's not going to be a not bad. Actually, this week it's going to be a sad. And the reason why is because The Liverpool Echo, as you can see here, ran a story which was actually a rerun of a story that was first published in November 22 and has resurfaced again. I'm not sure if the Liverpool-based Red Top published it to raise awareness for mental health, but in any case, it's certainly served a good purpose to bring that to people's attention. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And the story basically circled, or centred, shall I say, around Jordan Ibe. And Jordan Ibe, as many of you may remember, was one of Liverpool's most promising young players at the time when there was the likes of Raheem Sterling coming through as well. And also at the time, it was at the time when Jurgen Klopp took over. So this was around 2016. So after some reasonably good performances, some very good performances actually from the young man, he was sold to Bournemouth along with Brad Smith, I recall. I think Jordan Ibe was sold, the price tag was reported £15 million. And unfortunately, he failed to live up to expectations at the Vitality Stadium and soon fell out of favour. I remember Eddie Howe at the time was saying that he was quite disappointed in Jordan Ibe. He knew that he had a lot of talent, a lot of potential, and of course it's not that he disliked the lad, of course. He's a very likeable guy, and I think he just said he needs to show this potential. Obviously, there's more going on in the background. So following a spell at Derby County and a spell at Adanaspor, they're a Turkish second division side, I believe. Jordan Ibe now finds himself without a club at the age of 27. So a real shame. Young Jordan Ibe has come out and said that he suffered from depression. And in 2020, there was a point where he described having one of his darkest moments. And he's not alone, unfortunately. This seems to highlight the point that many of us oversee when we complain about players' salaries or the apparent ease of their life, or they have it really cushy, etc. But for Jordan Ibe and quite a few other players like him, it's actually a lot further from the truth. Because no matter how much you earn, mental health, illness, or any other illness, it doesn't discriminate. And in addition to young Jordan Ibe, there are many other players, high-profile players as well, that have suffered at the hands of mental illness. There was the former Everton player, Aaron Lennon. He's fallen away from the game now as far as I can see, but he had some well-publicised struggles. Same with Danny Rose as well at Spurs, and the ex-Man U midfielder. All right, I'm not the biggest Man U fan, but of course let's put these things aside for a second. But Michael Carrick, he suffered with mental illness as well, and bouts of depression. So this is not something which we should take lightly, and I think there should somehow be more support for these players in the game. Because at the worst, I'm not sure many people remember, there used to be a player by the name of Dalian Atkinson, who played for Aston Villa among other clubs, and he died at the hands of the police without going too much into that matter, as they tried to restrain him. But that was after he'd had a manic episode, and the police were called, they restrained him. Push came to shove, other things happened, and sadly he passed away as a result. So I think even in some respects, Jordan Ibe is actually at the lighter end of the spectrum. So it's definitely something that we need to bear in mind and have a bit of empathy for the players that suffer at the wrong end of that. And then we have, of course, this week's The Ugly. A bit of a light-hearted one here, and this has got to be Brentford FC, their boss Thomas Frank. It's got to be his face when he heard Liverpool's asking price for young goalkeeper Kieran Keller, who they're interested in taking on a permanent deal. According to the report from the Mirror, you can see the headline here: Jurgen Klopp suffers transfer window blow as Liverpool valuation branded unrealistic. The price that I heard is 15 million, and to be honest, for Kieran Keller, and let's not forget, he's got European experience, he's played in a couple of cup finals now, and albeit he's not made a lot of Premier League appearances, which I think seems to be one of Mr. Frank's concerns or Brentford's concerns, he's still got a lot of experience, or much more, than a lot of other players. So I don't think 15 million quid is too bad a price, to be perfectly honest. And it's about time that the lad got some regular first team action. And to put it into perspective, I believe Brentford want to want to sell. Well, they don't want to sell, but I think they've come to accept that Raya is likely to leave in the summer. I believe Tottenham have interest, and they want 30 million for him. Now, considering David Raya is 27. He hasn't won any major honours. He hasn't played in any cup final. He doesn't have much European experience from what I gather. I think Brentford got him on the cheap from, I'm not sure which Spanish side. Actually, a quick look at Wikipedia here says no, they got him from Blackburn Rovers. So even less of an excuse for Brentford to quibble, in my view. A relatively cheap goalkeeper that they've bought, and they want to get 30 million for him. Good luck. And they're quibbling about paying 15 million for someone who's arguably got more Premier League experience anyway than their own goalie. Hello, doesn't make sense. And in any case, for me, if I was Tottenham, I'd rather pay 15 million for Kelleher rather than 30 million for Raya. I think you're getting much better value for money. Anyway, that aside, that's the good, the sad and the ugly for this week done. Before I wrap up, I just want to let you all know that there is the new home kit for Liverpool, coming out in the 23-24 season. This, I believe, is going to be released tomorrow. And I have a partnership with Kitbag, which means that there will be substantial savings, as you can see here in this picture from the Liverpool official site. They look very nice. I saw that the price is around about 90 euros. It's about the going rate for a top flight football top these days. There's going to be some very good savings on that. I can't say how much they are at this point, but keep an eye on the blog, on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and you're going to see the offer, and by all means take advantage, because it's going to be a better offer than you're going to find in many other places. So that's all for me from this week. Thanks very much for your time and for stopping by and for watching until the end. It's much appreciated. So yeah, thanks again for that. Remember to follow Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course on www.thelfcfile.com. Keep an eye out, as I say, for the offers on the 23-24 Liverpool home kit. So that will be published, if not tomorrow, definitely Friday. So keep an eye on those. Thanks again, everyone. And until next week, peace, the LFC file.